Unheben. So today is a very special day. Today is Yud Zayin Kislev, the 17th of Kislev. Today is a special day. Why is today a special day? Because today is a new day. So we have another opportunity today. Every day is very special. So we're continuing the laws of Hanukkah. Should be for the refuah shlema of Reuven and Betty. Devorah Torah bat Rivka Leah, Al Hashem refuah shlema.
Rav
Yishai
Yosef ben Zahari.
Ben
Zahari.
Zahari, refuah shlema.
ולוסה בת פניה.
That's what I find. בתוך שאר חולי ישראל, everyone should have complete health with Hashem. We're learning the laws of Hanukkah. When do we light the candles? So it says in the Shulchan Aruch, "Em alikim ner Hanukkah lekodem shtishka hachama ela im sof shkiata." Shulchan Aruch says, based on the Rambam, we do not light candles of Hanukkah before sunset. When should we light it? At the end of sunset. That's the lashon. That's what it's written in the Shulchan Aruch. We should light it at the end of sunset. Okay. Lo macharim velo makdimim. We don't do before that, and we don't do after that. We do it at the end of the Shkia. Let's see. Soon we'll translate that into times. Okay. V'yesh mishomer, and there are those which say, Maria Buav lived in Sfat, שאם הוא טרוד יכול להקדים מפלג המנחה ולמעלה, that if he's very busy, he could make it as early as פלג המנחה and on. פלג המנחה in Chanukah time is about an hour before sunset. Okay? That's the earliest time you'll be able to light, but as long as you put enough oil that it will light till half an hour after Tzeit HaKochavim, after the stars come out. For example, when my brother-in-law Yosef, why do we know Yosef? My brother-in-law? So when he got married, it was 2 years ago, it was Hanukkah, the 6th night. So my father, he wanted to come to the hall early and everything, so he lit like that, Plaga Mincha, the earliest time he could light with the bracha. But he put enough oil, you don't have to put so much oil, but enough oil that it will light till half an hour after Tzeit HaKochavim. You don't do that lechatchila. You don't do that. Let's say you have a plane to catch. Okay, you could do that. Let's say you have a wedding, something pressing, a pressing situation, then you do that. But lechatchila, we light when? At the end of the Shki'ah. Let's see what it says in the Mishnah Berurah about this. What does that mean, the end of the Shki'ah? Says the Mishnah Berurah, Hainu Tzeit HaKochavim. What's the end of the Shki'ah? And the Shki'ah, when the stars come out. In Eretz Yisrael, it's about 18 minutes after Shki'ah is for sure when the stars come out. Even before is already considered stars coming out, 13 and a half minutes. But 18 minutes is when the time of B'derech Hadam, the earliest time you could light, it's 18 minutes. Why? Because then people are coming home and people will see it. When is the time that everyone lights early from Plaga Mincha? When is that time? Erev Shabbat. Exactly. And Erev Shabbat, since you can't light after Shkia, it's a Shabbat. You can't light on Shabbos candles. You can't light fire on Shabbos. Therefore, everyone should put enough oil. There's very little oil. It's a little flame. It takes anyways, it'll take 4, 5, 6 hours to burn. Okay? You put a little flame, you put 1 cup, it could last for a few hours. Anyway, what most people do, they put enough oil that it lights for a long time. They meant you don't have to put so much oil. You could put water on the bottom, and oil on top. And if you want to make it interesting, you could buy a food coloring. Not to use it on your food, it's not so good. But to put it you put the water down, and then you could put a drop of this color, a drop of that color, and you make all kinds of interesting on the bottom of the oil, where there's water. It's very colorful. I was in Costa Rica for Hanukkah a few years ago. We made a big Chanukiah, a big menorah. I made that, it's just a big menorah, pictures of it. And I put cups, huge cups. It was the top of a hill. I wanted it to show all the way down till the beach. So we put these huge cups. I'm not going to fill it up with oil. Each one holds a half a liter of oil. So what we did, we filled it up with water, but we put colors. It's really nice. We put colors, all kinds of food coloring inside. And then we put oil on top a little bit, enough to light for 2 hours, kacha. For sure you're yotze. Okay? It's a good advice. But if you're doing like that, you can't put wicks which are going deep into the water, because then it will soak up water and it won't light. What you do, either you put small wicks, or you have the floaters.
Mm-hmm.
The floaters you could also put. Okay? By the way, if you're doing the floaters, or any wick that you're doing, a lot of times the wicks that you buy ready-made, they're coated with sha'ava, with wax. Mm-hmm. And there's a mitzvah to light with olive oil, So what will you do if you're lighting the wax? You're lighting with wax, even though it's burning the olive oil. So the very simple advice is to take the wick and dip it for a second in olive oil, and then when you light, you're lighting the olive oil. That's the first coat. The first coat will be olive oil. Simple advice. But you don't have to be so crazy about these things. Those are one. Okay. There are those which are noeg, their custom is to light dafka at the beginning of the shkia. They say that's considered the end. Beginning of shkia. Okay? So if someone's accustomed to do that, it's fine. So like, what do you do with Marav? What do I do first? Do I daven in Tfilat Alvit first? Or do I light Hanukkah candles first? So if you're used to davening Tfilat Alvit at a certain time, and time exactly, every time you daven, so then it's better to daven Alvit, and then you go home and you light immediately. Prepare it before. Before you go to Mincha, before you go to Shul, prepare already the candles, so then when you come home from Shul, you light. The Gemara doesn't say until when you could light, until what time you could light. The Gemara just brings, it says, Ad shetichle regel min hashuk, until people don't walk around anymore. So that's a very flexible thing. When do people don't walk around? If you live in Yerushalayim, people are walking around all the time. You come at 2 o'clock in the morning, people are still walking around. Right? So, you should light in the right time and everything. But the main thing is that there'll be no pressure in the house. Because if now you're going to start screaming out, telling you from my personal experience, no, we have to light. Because I remember from my parents that my father was so important to light on time. But really it's more important to light your soul, to light yourself, to be calm, to be a good person, not to kill anyone over those few minutes that you're not going to light. So light half an hour later, so what? You're still yotze the mitzvah. You know what? You're yotze better than mitzvah. Why? Because you calm down the house, have no pressure, no everything. After all, it's not in our hands, not in our control, right? We could only pray. So it's very important. Of course, you need to light on time and make sure to light on time that your wife will be ready. And if it's not happening, it's fine. You're allowed to light a few minutes later. You're allowed to light. You're not doing a sin. You're not. Okay? And even though according to the Rambam, every time which is after this time is b'di avad, meaning it's not the best thing to do. But I'll tell you what, to be angry is even worse, and to make your wife upset is even worse than that. Therefore, you have to have priorities in life. Prefer lighting a little bit later and having a house which is calm and everyone's happy, than making everything so stressed. I have to light. No. Okay? It's important halacha. It's a very important halacha. Remember that. If a person knows that he's going to light later, he's going to daven later, he has a minyan kavua that he davens at 9 o'clock, let's say. He goes to shir every single day, also on Hanukkah. He goes to shiur at 9 o'clock, there's Mariv, and then there's a shir. He has a set time that he goes to shul. So then he's allowed to light before he's praying Alvit. But if usually he prays on time, it's better that he'll pray on time. Even though he's going to light a few minutes later, it's better. And that's the minhag. That's the custom that we do. Okay. The minimum time that the candles have to light is a half an hour after Tzita Kochavim. After the stars come out, a half an hour, minimum time. So if I lit, and then something awkward happened, something not planned happened, and it went out, I'm yotze the mitzvah. I lit, even though it's less than half an hour. It's better to light it again. Why not? Without a bracha, of course. But if I lit it in a way that I knew it's going to go out early, it's a windy place, or I didn't put enough oil, I can't even make a bracha on that. And if I did, I'm not yotze. I have to blow it out, even if it lit. It's not good. You have to light in a place where it's going to light well. If I lit in a place where it's windy and I brought it into the house, in a place where it cannot stay lit, and I brought it into the house, I'm not yotze the mitzvah. Not yotze the mitzvah. If you want to be yotze the mitzvah, you have to light in a place where it's going to stay lit. Okay. L'maisa, practically you can light all night, even at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yosef told me at the night of his wedding, he came before the wedding. He wasn't living in a certain place. He wasn't living anywhere. He was going from his dorm or whatever to the place where he's going to live. So he asked. I remember we were dealing with where he's going to light. Maisa, he lit in the apartment where he went to live in, where he's going to sleep that night, and then he lit at 3 o'clock in the morning with a bracha in the house. You're allowed to. 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay? You're allowed to. If that's the situation, you're allowed to. Again, the best time is when? Either by Shkia or by Tzet HaKochavim, either when the sun sets or at the end of the sunset when the stars come out. That's the best time to light. If you can't light then, so if you see you're going to come home like in the middle of the night, you better to light by Plaga Mincha. And if you didn't have that situation, because let's say you were flying in an airplane, you came in at midnight, so you light in the place you're going to sleep when you come in. Until when? Until the morning. If you missed out and you did not light at that time, so there's no payments. Not the next day I have to light an extra one, or I light yesterday's. No such thing. You light every day the amount of candles that we light that day, at least one, and not more than the amount that you need to light first day 1, the second day 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth, until you light 8 candles. יפה מאוד, בסדר. Yeah. If you're in a place where no one's going to see the candles, you're lighting in the house and everyone's sleeping, you're coming home and you're alone. It's a problem to say a bracha when you're alone because there's no pilsum hanes at all. There's no publicizing the miracle at all. If your wife is up, so you're with her, so she's also seeing the miracle. So it's good to wake someone up. They should be with you with the candles, if they won't get upset at you, of course. They'll be happy to get up. If you know they're not going to be happy to get up, don't wake them up. Just lie without a bracha. And so tomorrow, with Hashem, we're going to talk about which oils could you use to light and which wicks and differences in Shabbos and Hanukkah candles. And also soon we have to talk about Shabbos candles and the brachas and all the things. So, Hashem. Tomorrow.